Good morning, everyone. How you doing? Hope you're all doing well today. As promised last week, I have a very special surprise for you all and for me. Today, I'm going to be interviewing Gus Worland from Gotcha for Life. Very excited. Gussie's very kindly donated some time to me this morning to have a chat with us all and let us know everything about Gotcha for Life and what they do and how we can all sort of be involved and help out the organisation. So I really hope you enjoy this little interview. So yeah, sit back and relax and enjoy. So, hey guys, thanks for joining us today. Today, as you can see, I've got a very special guest with me, Gus Worland from Gotcha for Life. How you doing, Gussie?
G'day, Ryan. Lovely to see you, mate. And congratulations on all you're doing, mate. Your community, your village as best you possibly can. I think that's really wonderful. And I wanted just to let you know that I bought a plant.
Oh, it's beautiful, mate.
Beautiful. Haven't actually watered it yet, but it seems to be going well. And my daughter's got some sunflowers because she's just got back from being overseas. She had 2 weeks in ISO down in Melbourne, so her friends pop round on the weekend. So I've flowered it up for you, brother, trying to turn it up the best I can.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Gus. Thank you very much, mate.
No worries.
So, Gus, look, the reason I've asked for this interview with you today was, again, you know about what I'm doing online, and I've had a lot of people sort of ask and reach out to me and sort of ask, what is it? Tell us a bit about Gotcha for Life and and how it all got started.
Yeah, sure. I mean, for me, Ryan, it was my life changed about 5 years ago when I was asked to look at an opportunity to host a ABC show, which was going to be around mental health. And in the end, it was called Man Up, and we've now given it away to the world, and we've had over 70 million views. It's been the most amazing show. But when it started off, it was just another opportunity. Your agent gives you an idea and they says, can you come and meet with these people? They'd heard me talk on the Grill Team back in the day on Triple M around a friend of mine that had taken his own life, and they wanted to talk to me about hosting this show. And as soon as I learnt what the show was about, it was a challenge of masculinity in this country and why we lose so many beautiful blokes every single day. We lose 6 a day, as you know, 2 beautiful women as well. So it's the #1 way to die if you're an Australian male aged between 15 and 44. And when they told me that stat, I just couldn't believe it. I'd shaken my head and I Googled it in the car park in my phone when I got out of the meeting. Just couldn't believe it. I just didn't know the numbers were anything like that. And so I said, well, yep, I'd love to do the Man Up program. And that changed my life. It changed my relationships with my family, my son in particular. My friendship group now, our relationship has turned from mateship to friendship, so much deeper. And off the back of Man Up, I had a real opportunity on Triple M talking to so many blokes every morning, and Maddie and MG at the time were on with me, and they had teenage sons, so they knew what I was trying to talk about. So we just made it part of the show. And then I started the foundation. I said, well, this is an opportunity to keep talking to blokes and perhaps change the rules around what it takes to be a man compared to what perhaps we were taught when we were growing up. Yeah. And that was over 3 years ago now that Gotcha for Life has been running. And yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. We sponsor, look after, fund any programs that are out there that we believe help teaching blokes what it takes to be a man today compared to tomorrow. And then about a year ago, we came up with the Tomorrow Woman program, and we're supporting that program as well through Tom Harkin, who you would have met in the Man Up show, who's just a fantastic boy whisperer, I call him. He's just an amazing man of building a safe place to have a proper conversation. So we look after program partners that do exactly that. And I've got a wonderful board and a wonderful set of people that are working with me to try to build up the emotional muscle in the Australian population, and hoping that will then filter through to the rest of the world.
I love it, Gus. As you know, mate, I'm a huge fan of what you're doing, and I have been since day one, even Grill Team days, and just what you're doing is just so special. And I'm so glad that I get an opportunity to help you guys out in any way I possibly can. I promote you guys every week. And it's just, you know, I live up the Central Coast, and I mean, I talk about you guys a lot up here, and unfortunately, not enough people sort of know what's got you for life. So I am making it my mission to spread the word up here. I'm telling you now, that is my mission. Every person I talk to about Got You for Life, and I explain what they do. And that's why I thought I'd get you on here today, because it's one thing hearing it out of this, but to hear it from the man himself would just...
Oh, look, I appreciate that too, and you've always been a great supporter. And the other thing, Ryan, is, you know, whenever you need us to look after a group of blokes up there and girls up there now, we've got the virtual program. We've been able to pivot through this virus and be able to put the course online.
Yeah.
But of course, nothing quite like turning up to a community, to a surf club or a footy club or somewhere that you've got where we can meet. And, you know, we've had blokes on the northern beaches. We've had 256 blokes in meetings at Avalon, and then 2 or 3 days later in Collaroy, which is only about 10 k's as the crow flies, another 160 blokes. So if you ever want us just to come up there with our Tomorrow Man and our Tomorrow Woman program, we'll be up there, and we can go into the schools and sporting clubs and whatever you need. So for us, it's all about spreading the word, and it's an hour and a half, and it's not like you have to really sit there and think, oh, the next 3 weekends I'm doing this course. It's literally turn up with your mates, sit there and listen, and be a part of it as much as you want to. Some people just sit there and listen. Other people, you know, are really first up, hands up, going, I want to tell my story. But the most important thing that comes out of those nights is that you see 100, let's say it's 100 blokes turn up the first night we do up with you up on the coast.
Yeah.
Blokes are looking around, there's another 99 blokes. You're looking around going, you know what? I didn't realise that all these blokes had the same sort of issues that I did.
Yeah.
Or I might be flying along much better than I thought I was. It's just all of a sudden, if you're not worrying alone and you're out there and you're quite happy to be open, honest and vulnerable, all of a sudden you realise, oh, you know, I'm just part of a big dysfunctional community up here, and that's okay, you know.
That's right.
Just to shuffle along is fine. There's some days you'll run like Carl Lewis. There's other days where you'll just shuffle. There's other days you won't get out of bed. That's all okay. As long as you're telling someone about it and you feel like you've got some sort of plan to get through it. It's when people worry alone and they realise or they think that they're alone is when I think we start going really dark, and that's when we get these people that are making really poor decisions.
Well, that's exactly why I've started what I've started. It's just to bring people together, give people that safe place, you know, to be able to talk about their feelings and just like you say, it's okay not to be okay, and to just start that conversation. That's all it really needs, is that starter, just that of the start of that conversation, and that pressure just relieves itself. And it's like, you know what, like you say, it's not just me, other people feel this way as well.
Exactly, Ryan. And, you know, we find when I talk to people that have attempted suicide, unfortunately failed, you know, and I sit there, and there was one particular bloke had his wife and 3 children outside the hospital room, but he asked for me. So I hadn't met him before, but I went to the hospital and I went into the room, and I sort of looked as I walked through the door, and there's 3 beautiful children and the wife sitting there. The wife's stunned, doesn't have a clue, and so sad. And the kids are just running around, right? They don't really know. They don't really understand. They're all under 10. And I'm having a chat to him, and I said, you know, mate, what was going through your mind? Like, why do you think you attempted? And because he felt so guilty after, and he said, I'm never going to do that again. I can't believe I did it. And so we're chatting over a cuppa, and he said, well, I'm a shit husband, and I don't think I'm a very good dad. So I know initially the kids will be upset and my missus will be upset, but so person's much better than me, and he'll be a much better stepdad than I ever was a husband. So in his mind, he was so low that he thought that everyone eventually would be better off without him. You know, and if you asked his kids that now, we're talking 5 years on nearly, well, you know, what do you reckon they're saying now, you know, and what do you reckon he's saying now? So it's a matter of getting through those tough moments, those really dark moments. And the only way you'll truly get through that is if you have some help.
Yeah.
And also you'll get through those moments if you're building emotional muscle. So just like going to the gym and building.
Okay. Sorry, mate. I think I'm having a bit of technical difficulties here.
Frozen there for a sec, brother.
I did, yeah. Sorry, mate. I've got the kids at home and we're all at home and everyone's on the internet. No, it's just crazy. Sorry, mate. Oh, no.
That's a bit, or would you like me to do that again, or did you? It
Oh,
seemed to be recording,
but
but
it's still recording. But
I'm not sure it recorded at all.
No, yeah, sorry, mate. If you wouldn't mind just sort of giving that again. Sorry, buddy.
It's all right. Was it from when I was talking to the gentleman in the hospital, or after that?
Just after that. Just after that, yeah.
And from me, Ryan, you know, he thought that it was better off if he wasn't around. And you ask him now, sort of, you know, a few years on, and of course, he doesn't think that, his wife doesn't think that, his kids don't think that.
Cool.
It's getting through those really dark moments. And the only way you'll get through those really dark moments is if you've got some people around you to help you, so you're not worrying alone. When people talk about physical muscle, everyone gets it, right? If you're physically unfit, you go to the gym, you start walking, yep. You eat cleaner, you don't drink grog. There's a checklist, right? We could all rattle off 10 things and everyone would go, yep, get that, understand it, start tomorrow. When people start talking about emotional muscle, well, what does that mean? You know, how do I build emotional muscle? And that is by going to these programs that we put on, tooling yourself up like you have done, putting on a podcast, talking to people, just building up some experience in the space to be able to help. And it's not rocket science. It's more about building the safe place so you can have a proper conversation. And most of us don't do that. In Australia, we fill every little gap with a joke or a put down, you know, and it's not meant to be nasty. It's just blokes being blokes. It's just Aussie blokes being Aussie blokes. Well, you know, I talk about Aussie blokes 80% of the time are unreal. I love being an Aussie bloke. You know, I love my accent when I'm overseas. I love people saying I'm an Aussie. I'm very proud of that. But Ryan, at some stage, we've got to go from being that larrikin knockabout bloke and say, you know what, at least with one person, which is why we called it Gotcha for Life, is find one person that has got you for life, no matter what. Warts and all, conversation without any judgment. They will love you no matter what. And you have one of those people with you, then you know that you've got a bit of a team. And if you've got more than one, and if it's your partner, even better. But most blokes find it difficult to talk to their wife about things that make them truly vulnerable.
Yeah.
But if you've got that, then you're starting to build emotional muscle and you're starting to have a conversation where it goes from a mateship to a friendship. And that really, in a nutshell, is what Gotcha's all about.
Love it, Gussie. I really do, mate. And where do you see Gotcha for Life heading in the future now?
Well, I see Ryan Tanti running the Central Coast chapter. We're looking for We're looking for people that are emotionally attached, you know, all around Australia. We're looking for people that will be wonderful facilitators. We've got people, we'd love people with life stories that they can tell their story with vulnerability in front of a whole bunch of blokes and ladies as well. I would love Gotcha for Life's programs and the programs we support to be part of every school curriculum in the country, not just available for certain people that can afford it or ones that I can give away for free. Mm-hmm. I'd love every single child pretty much from age, I suppose, year 8 up to HSC, and then every footy club and every surf club, every soccer club, netball club, everything you can think of, AFL, league, union, every cricket club, every single club to be able to have this available to them. So that we're not only just teaching skills on the court or on the field or on the pitch, but we're also, you know, we're actually developing beautiful young men and women who have got a bit more emotional muscle as well. So that for me is a never-ending target. I need people to support me. I need money. Fundraising is my biggest thing. You know, I lost a lot of money through COVID because we had something like 100 programs, like yourself, your birthday, you know, you put on that, you know, fundraising. There was 100 other things that people were going to do, you know, physical challenges, for instance, that were all just cancelled due to COVID. So we're well and truly down on our fundraising, but, you know, we all took a hit and we're all doing our best to try to get some government funding, and everyone's taken a pay cut and all that sort of jazz. And we are just doing our best to keep the doors open at the moment, and are so proud of our program partners that have pivoted beautifully and put all their programs online. So that's all virtual now. So in answer to your question, you know, in 5 years' time, I'd love us to be, you know, as on top of your mind as it is for you and I. You know, Are You OK Day is something that even if people don't quite get it, they know about it, you know, and that's taken them, you know, they've been around 12, 13 years. So we've been around 3. So it's a slow build. And I just think if we just do what we're meant to do and do that with a lot of heart and without any ego, I think we will be absolutely fine. And I think the programs we support are the best out there. And I'll be dedicating the rest of my working life to making sure that Gotcha gets where it needs to get, and we get that suicide rate down to 0.
Fingers crossed, mate. And as I say, I'll always be here to support you in any way, shape, or form that I can. You know, it's something very close to my heart. Men's mental health, I mean, mental health in general, but especially Gotcha for Life. You guys have really. You are one of the people that actually saved my life, mate. You turned my life around, you know. And I was sitting there a few years back thinking, am I the only one suffering? I shouldn't speak up about my problems. No, I'm a man, I'm tough. But hearing you speak on the grill team and watching Man Up really changed my life, mate. And I owe a lot to you, buddy. So thank you so much for what you do and what you continue to do. And as I say, I hope to be a part of Gotcha for Life one day and help you build this, and we can spread this beautiful word out, you know, and just get it out there. And, you know, as I said, the Central Coast will know about Gotcha for Life. I promise you. I've got a big mouth. I talk a lot, and the Central Coast will know about Gotcha for Life. So,
Ryan, that's wonderful, and thank you. The fact that you think that I helped in some way of saving your life, that makes me very proud. So I appreciate that, and for all your listeners and viewers, if they can just briefly think for a moment, give themselves a mark out of 10 for their physical fitness, and then give yourself a mark out of 10 of what you think it is for your mental fitness, and just look at those numbers. And if you're not 10 out of 10 in your mental fitness, then know that the programs that we support can help you, and we're out there and available. So that's one thing. And then, of course, if it's physical fitness, then it's a bit easier, isn't it? Just stop eating rubbish and start moving, which is what I've done lately too.
Mate, and you're looking sensational. And I've taken your advice too, mate, and I've started doing the same thing. And I'm on the kombucha now, so it's, mate, I'm feeling great. So, you know, notice.
Is that a photo of you? Sorry? Is that a photo of you over your right shoulder with the goat?
That's actually my dad, mate. That's my dad. My late
father
passed away 19 years ago. So I'm living my life for him. You know, I'm dedicating my life to him, and I'm really hoping that he's proud of what I'm doing, and, you know, getting to talk to fantastic people like you, mate. And you know, I'm just trying to make him proud. You know what I mean? So
I've got no doubt in the world he's looking down now next to that person to his right. Is that Jesus there?
That's Jesus, mate. That's my mate Jesus. Yep.
So they're having a beer now, or a little something, and looking back and going, Ryan's doing okay. Ryan's helping. Ryan's having a crack. And that's what it's all about. As we spoke about before we hit the recording, you know, it's very, very difficult when you look at the numbers still being high, and in fact going up when it comes to suicide. It's now like 8.5, and God knows what the numbers will be like when we come out of this virus and the pandemic. Yeah. But it's difficult, isn't it, with this, because the scoreboard's always against you. You don't realise how many that you've saved. Yeah. So it's like playing a game, and the scoreboard only is when people score against you. Yeah. So we just got to keep keeping on, doing the best we can. And, you know, if you do it without ego and you do it with passion and love and with a big heart, I think you're a chance of at least denting where we are. And I've sat in so many beautiful rooms with beautiful people, you know, and they've all got the same ideas as you and I, and it's inspiring to be a part of trying to get the suicide rate down to zero.
It is, mate. You know, and I'm trying my best as well. You know what I mean? And I'm just, you know, that's the only way we get through tough times like this is together. And you know, again, that's why I started this thing, because I knew coming out of this, these rates are unfortunately going to go up. But if we can, like you say, if we can just start making a little dent, another dent, you know, we'll eventually get there. So, you know, mate, sorry about that, guys. What am I renowned for? My technical difficulties. But yeah, look, I just wanted to say a big, huge shout out and thank you to Gus Worland for joining me this morning. I really appreciate it, Gussie. So yeah, guys, again, as Gus said, I am doing a fundraiser on my page, and I'll share it onto this page. If you can donate any amount, $1, $10, anything, any donation would be very much appreciated by Gotcha for Life, and especially by me. So yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed that, even though we didn't get to finish it. But yeah, I hope you really enjoyed it, and got a lot out of listening to Gus there. He really is a fantastic man, and they really are doing fantastic work out there at Gotcha for Life. So let's try and spread the word of this beautiful organisation and the great things that they do. So let's, as I said, let's spread the word of Gotcha for Life, and again of mental fitness. So I really hope you enjoyed that. I know I did. So again, thank you, Gussie. You're a legend, mate. We love you. Keep up the great work, and yeah, and I'll see you guys on Friday night. See you later.